Let's see.
Hey, we are live.
Um,
Hello, students.
Hi, students. Do you see us? Because,
Hey, before we start, I would like to remind you about some things. One of them is you can comment on the chat, okay? You can make comments on the chat, all right?
yeah, please
If
do
you
it.
have any questions, you can also ask us. Hi, Gabi. Hi, Isa.
Hello,
Hey, welcome.
girls.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah, let's talk about the International Women's Day. And guys, please, as we are using a platform, it's not directly through YouTube, we have a little delay. So the only way to talk to you here to interact is through the chat. So please, if you want to ask and please interact with us, use it. Okay. Hi, Paulinha.
Yeah, you can
Right.
make questions if you wish, okay?
Yeah.
And we are going to ask you some questions, and you can type on the chat. All right?
Please. Only women
Welcome.
so far.
Yeah, I'll start sharing. Okay, Tati.
Go ahead.
I thought I was. So it's here. Ah,
Yeah.
hey.
Let me
So
see
we are
who
talking
is.
about International Women's Day
Yeah.
today. It's
Mhm.
March 8th. And we have the question: are you a feminist? Let's check if we all are. Okay.
Are you people, Gabi, Isa, Paulinha, do you consider yourself feminists? What do you think? I am, sorry, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Are you girls? Are you, Mari? Do you consider yourself feminist?
I am very feminist.
Yeah, so that's it. Okay.
With this
Yeah,
first
girls,
slide,
great.
this first slide brings already an explanation about a word that causes a lot of doubts in students, which is women. Okay, so just to remind us, woman is only one. All right, I'm a woman. We all are women, okay? And we
That's it.
write it differently. Do you see here? Okay, just for us to think about. We're going to talk a little about the history of International Women's Day, okay?
Mhm.
So, Tati, do you want to start?
Yeah. So, girls, here in the first part, we have some history because all events we have around the world, usually all events, that is history behind it. It's not just invented, right? It happened in a moment of history with some political, social, and cultural aspects. So, it's important for us to know. Okay. So, we have here International Women's Day, IWD for short, grew out of the labor movement in 1908 when 15,000 women marched through New York City demanding shorter working hours, yay, better pay, yay, and the right to vote. That I don't know if it helped or not. Right.
We can see that it's only important issues, all right? We wanted to work less. We wanted more money, and we wanted to vote. It's only that, all right? So it's not
Yeah.
nothing. It's not much what we wanted in this
Yeah,
time.
so and it was in the beginning of the 20th century. So it was already important at that time. Yeah, it was already very important.
To remember, labor is a synonym of work. Okay, so labor and work are synonyms. So it started with the movements of um, of the work movement, women that worked at the time. Okay, so
Would you like me to continue?
yay, why
Okay,
not?
so so we
But
have
I would
here,
ask a
guys.
student to read, okay?
It would be
But
amazing
it's
if
not
we
possible.
could. Yeah, because there is no why we read. Yeah, but okay. The idea to make the day international come from a woman called Clara Zetkin. I think that's the way we pronounce her surname. And she suggested the idea of, the idea in 1910 at an international conference of working women, guys, in Copenhagen.
That
So go ahead.
That's why it's so important when we talk about equal payment, okay? Because it always started from the working movement. Women who worked in the past, yes, they worked for us.
Yeah, and in fact, at that time already, we didn't have equal payment, and we still don't, because I've been talking to some students that have similar jobs to their husbands, and they still don't have the same payment. They are pretty different already, pretty different. Yeah. So why we are paid differently if we do the same job, right? So it wasn't formalized until a wartime strike in 1917, when the Russian women demanded bread and peace. Well, I don't know
Who
if,
doesn't want
sorry,
bread and peace? Okay, I want
yeah,
peace.
I want wine and peace, or bread and wine, I mean. And
Oh,
guys,
please.
just to think a little bit about history, 1917 was the beginning of the Russian Revolution. So they were in a very difficult moment because just the czars, only one family had the majority of the money and the wealth and the good aspects of the society, while all the rest of the country were very poor and suffering and starving. I think that's the worst part, being starving. Yeah.
Yeah, and here we bring some curiosities, okay, about this creation of the International Women's Day, okay? Uh, there are colors for that. Did you know
I
that
didn't.
we have colors for this day? And the colors are purple, which means justice and dignity, green to symbolize hope, white to represent purity. And this is controversial, yeah, because what is purity? Okay, why should we associate purity with women? Okay, are we so pure? And this,
And why white as well? Why not pink? Why not blue? Why not
yeah, black.
brown? Yeah.
And these colors originated from the Women's Social and Political Union. So it was always important to participate in political uh, issues, in political movements. Okay. Um, and there is a question: is there an International Men's Day? What do you think, guys? Yes or no?
I will say for sure not. That's my first try. What
What do
about you
you?
guys?
Yeah. What do
What do
you
you
think,
think?
girls? Is there an International Men's Day? I'm saying girls because only the girls presented. Uh,
Yeah, to us, but
it's not necessary, Paula says.
that's it. It's a question. That is a point.
Okay. And the answer is yes. It's on November 19th.
Did you know that,
And
people?
but uh, it
Uh-uh.
isn't recognized by the UN, the United Nations. Okay, so all right, there
So
is
it's
but.
more, yeah, it's more or less like Paulina said. Sorry, it's not necessary.
Great.
And I think it's a great question that just came to my mind. Why, Mari, do you think it hasn't been recognized by UN so far?
Because they don't need to struggle as we do for having our rights assured, okay? So we have been fighting over the centuries to have our rights, and the men already have it. We have to fight against them.
That's it. I they have been privileged all this time. So why do we have a day to honor them? They have the privileges.
So
Yes?
true.
All
Yeah.
right.
And here we're going to present some feminist issues. And issue here we can understand as pauta, pautas feministas, all right?
Or
Do you know
topics, right?
any, if you know, guys, any other feminist issue here, you can type on the chat, all right? You can post, okay, for us. And it all started with the right to vote. Women started fighting for voting, okay? And just as a curiosity, in New Zealand, women could vote in 1893. Yes, they started voting in 1893. They were allowed, they were permitted. And today in Pakistan, women are still prohibited to vote. Okay, so there are countries in which these feminist issues are very necessary to be thought. Okay, and what about in Brazil? When do you think women started voting? When do you think we were first allowed, first permitted to vote? Permitted by the men, of course. So,
Ugh,
yes. When was our first possibility to
trying.
vote? Yeah.
Our first experience on a paper, of course.
Yes. When
Any
did
idea, babies?
when did we get the right to vote? Our right was assured, like you are a human being, you can vote.
Yes.
Paula says
Uh,
C.
see. Any other try, guys? Isa or Gabi or Shayla? What do you think? Don't Google. Don't Google. Come on. Think about
Margaret
your
says
history class.
C. Hi,
See.
Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. That's it.
So yes, girls, it was 1932. If we compare to New Zealand, which was 1893, we are many years late. Okay,
Yeah.
so we
And
can.
sorry to interrupt. If we compare to what we have nowadays, New Zealand has almost zero cases of COVID. So maybe they learned how to vote better than us.
Also, they have a president who is a woman, okay?
Yeah,
So,
so they learned how to vote better. Yeah,
yes. They
we
say
should
that,
learn with them.
guys, it's interesting. It seems like there is nothing to do with that, but in more feminist countries, people speak more English. They speak English better, okay? So they are more fluent in feminist countries. Yeah, so it's very, very related to our education, to our possibilities to study. Okay, let's think if we are feminists. Okay, so we have the question: are you a feminist? And we are going to talk about feminist issues around the world. So,
Let's go.
pautas feministas pelo mundo. Okay, feminist issues around the world. The first one, sorry, no, you are going to tell me first if you are for, in favor, or against, in opposition. You are for or against these issues, okay? And I would like you to post, to write
To
on the
type,
chat.
to write on the chat.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
first one, access to education. Are you for it or you are against
Against
it?
it.
Yes. You can say, teacher, I'm for it, or I'm against it. I'm a man. No, it's like, well, do you think women should have access to
To
education?
education.
Okay,
In
you
education here, we mean the same level of education men can reach, right?
yeah, and we mean like going to school, because in some countries women cannot go to school because of many prohibitions, or because they have problems, health problems due to their periods, for example. They
Hmm.
cannot go to school because of that. So we are waiting a little for you to answer because we
Yeah,
have a delay. Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm following here.
Isa, what do you think, Isa? Paulinha, Sheila, Audrey, what do you think, girls? Are you
Are you
for
for?
or against?
I think there is a huge delay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Paula is for. She says, "I'm
Paula is
for it."
for. Yeah, Paula is
Mm-hmm.
for it. Only
Yeah.
Paulinha is for it. Sheila, are you for it?
Aren't you for it?
Aren't you? How can you? Right, how dare you?
The
That's
next
it.
one
Paulinha
is,
is for it. Isa is for it as well. Hmm.
this is great. Employment opportunities. Employment is work opportunities. Do you think women should have work opportunities? Are you for it or you are against it? Of course, I'm for it, Gabi.
Yay,
Of course,
Gabi! Woohoo!
of course, Gabi, you are. Nice you're here.
Yeah, Gabi. Gabi could say, I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Good, all right.
Yeah, girls are for it. Audrey, Gabi, Paulinha.
Yes, you're
Right.
here. But now, reproductive health and rights. It is. Say, Tati, what would you say?
Now, I would ask you to explain a little more what is reproductive health and rights? What can
Well,
we understand about it?
this is to have access to all the types of birth control. So you can have pills not to get pregnant, and the government can assure these rights for the women. They can have rights to abortion if it's necessary for them, if they decide to. So it's a very large range
Wide
of,
range
yes,
of
of
opportunities of.
opportunities and of rights, and also
Mhm,
to have access to treatment during their pregnancy. Okay, so
mhm,
sexual education at school, sex education, yes, at school.
mhm.
So,
Right.
Johnny, hi, Johnny.
Yeah. Hello,
Deserve
Joni.
two.
Thanks for being here with us.
Somebody
Yes. Yeah. For many fours. Right.
yay. Then maternal health, it's very, very related to the first one, to the one before, yes, to the previous one,
Mhm,
which is to have the right to decide about how you want to give birth to your baby, to have control during your pregnancy time, and to have uh, access to childcare when you are working, so you can leave your baby at school with childcare or etc. What do you think? They're saying, I'm for it, I'm for it, yay,
I'm for it.
I'm super
Yay.
for it.
Yeah. Isa is for it. Everything as well. Like it.
The next
Right.
one is gender-based violence.
Mhm.
So, should women suffer gender-based violence? Like gender-based, it means made by another gender. Gender is male, women, or female, men. Okay? So when we have gender-based violence, we have violence from men. Are you for it or against it?
And I think it refers to all kinds of violence, physical, verbal, yeah, uh,
Yes,
all
psychological.
psychological,
Hmm.
financial as well.
True. This is true, yeah. When the man has the power in the house not to decide, uh, not to let the woman decide how to use her money or
Exactly.
to make decisions about
But
John. I guess.
Si- simple things like I mean, like even the underwear. What kind of underwear you are going to buy? You can't decide what kind of tampons you are going to consume. This kind of thing.
Yeah, or trying to control if you can study or not allowing you to choose your birth control method. Okay, all of
Yeah,
this um, very, very, how can I say, sad. And the
yeah,
girl
and
against it. I'm against
yeah.
it.
And guys, it seems to be something very far from us. But I remember when we started our school some years ago, I had a student that she was a lady, but not a very elderly one. She was a lady, like around her 60 something. And she came for 2 or 3 classes because she would like to interact with her daughter-in-law who lived in another country with her son that was Brazilian, but the wife wasn't. And her husband found some ways to make her give up the classes because he didn't want to learn another language and he didn't want her to learn the other language as well. So he could make her stop coming to the classes and she just gave up.
And it's very subtle. It's like when the man sometimes needs you more than he used to need. Like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I'm here alone, and you just never stay home, and etc. Yes, it's psychological
Hmm.
violence. Yes.
That's it. Hmm.
What about child marriage? Are you against or you're for it? Oh my God. Child marriage, and this is boys and girls, okay? It's not only girls, but um, some in some countries, boys are allowed to get married. Yeah, I'm totally against it. Child marriage. It's something we should fight for laws to not permit it. Okay,
Hmm.
I think. So, Johnny, I'm against it. Sorry. Yes, I'm sorry too. um, access to water and sanitation. And this could be for women, for kids, for everybody. Are you for it or against it? Access to water and sanitation. Yay. This is something we don't have in Brazil. Yes, we have more or less 60% of homes without sanitation, with
Sanitation.
to sanitation. Okay, so we can see that our country is not feminist country. We
Mm-mm.
live in a chauvinist country. Yeah. So, are you for or against it, guys? I'm for it, Paula. I'm for it too, Paulina. Yes, I'm totally for it. I think this is one decision our country should make for the next years. Yes, this is basic.
Hmm.
Like, if we agree, let's have just one thing. I think sanitation is the first one,
The first
right?
one. True.
Yeah,
The access of clean water and this kind of thing.
true. Guys, now I want to for it, Gavi. Okay, I'm for it. Join me. These feminist issues are around the world, but now we are going to think about some two feminist issues in Brazil. Okay, so what
Mhm.
are important issues here in our country? If you can think of another, you can type on the chat. Okay, please, you can write on the chat for us. But I'm going to show you two. So one of them is the fight against rape and harassment culture. What's that? What is rape and harassment?
Any idea, guys?
There is a message here. Only yes is yes. Okay. What does that mean for you? What's
We could say what people say in Brazil, no is no,
no, it's no.
right? This is against rape and harassment. Rape is the fact itself when usually women suffer that. Okay, so they have a forced um, sex, let's say, and harassment is all kinds of things. Women listen. Women face at work sometimes that kind of jokes, we usually listen that only men laugh because it's not funny at all.
Any
Yeah,
comments about your way of dressing or about your clothes, about your hair? Sometimes all of these, or the way you speak, okay?
yeah.
So all of these can be harassment.
And as another example, we think it's very far from us again. And I follow a teacher from Ireland, I guess. I think she's from Dublin. And she gives us very nice tips, majorly for advanced students, but sometimes she posts some motivational things. And yesterday she was on the beach with her husband saying that, well, it's quite cold, but having a cold bath, it's really nice for your body, things like that. And a man posted on her Instagram. She just a post after. Are you a teacher or a fucking, sorry about the word, bitch? Guys, just because she was on the beach. So she doesn't have the right to be on the beach just because she's a teacher. She needs to be teaching all the time. She has no life. Like,
Yeah. We should
how
always
dare?
be attentive to our rights, yes, because when we have a crisis, who said that? Nina Simone, maybe one very nice feminist, that when there is a
I think
crisis, uh, one one part of the population that always loses rights is women. Okay, so they take
yeah.
our rights, like, no, you cannot do that anymore, you cannot do this anymore, or this is me, rape. Okay,
Yeah.
this is me,
Yeah.
you complain a lot. So
That
all
is a
right.
very famous sentence from Malufi. Yeah, in the past. I'm not going to say it, not to be recorded, but later on, if you don't remember it, just send me a WhatsApp message. Then I tell you about rape and harassment thing.
Yeah, guys,
Terrible.
do you understand this culture here? So this is one of the issues in Brazil. Like we should fight against rape and harassment. Okay, this culture around us. So if you are for it, are you for it, guys? For it or against it? Against this? Oh well, we are talking about the fight. Are you for the fight? For that or against the fight? For about this culture, yes, in relation to
Stop
this
this
culture,
culture, isn't it?
yes, to stop it.
Mhm.
I don't know, our chat is has stopped.
Yeah, people are, don't know, drinking tea. Come on.
I will write, are you there, guys?
Guys, don't let us here alone. Just Marina and me. We are together every day. So come on, interact with us.
Yay.
Paula,
Okay.
yeah. Paulinha, yeah. She's for it. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the second issue is payment equality. Hey, do you think we work the same time, as the same amount of time as men, for example? Yeah, if you think about the house chores we do, and that this is not paid. Yes, this is not paid for us, and this is work. So we
And
should
it's
be better
not
paid.
equally shared as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's really, really. what Johnny? Said what women go through. Yes, Johnny.
Yeah,
I totally agree. We are exhausted. We are exhausted. Okay, completely exhausted.
more than
Sylvia
ever.
said this today. We are exhausted feminists. Okay, so tired. We are so tired.
So tired to fight, so tired to prove that what is,
Guys, I don't know if you have been watching BBB, and there is a character there, there is a person there who is Projota, and he doesn't know how to cook rice, and he's 34 years old. I don't know. It's like I cannot live without somebody to cook for me. Yeah. So this is so usual to
crybaby.
see.
Yeah.
It's how we breed this, like how we I don't know, maintain the man. I don't know. So
We
Audrey
sustain the
is saying,
culture.
I'm paying attention. Okay. So payment equality is something we should talk about. Yeah, like we should fight for that, and it's very very difficult. I know many friends who have very high positions in companies, and they don't receive as much money as men receive, and they do the same job or a better job than they do. Yeah. So all right. And if you agree with this fight for women's rights, you are a feminist. So are you feminists, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So we say Tati, go on.
I would say that it's important to not have some stereotypes of feminists. Yeah, because we have some stereotypes in our minds, and it's not extremes like you can be a feminist and you don't need to go naked to the streets and fight for not shaving anymore. You can do that as well, but you also can't. You don't need to, yeah, to fight for your rights. You don't need to be, I don't know, so extreme.
Yeah. And also so connected to the idea of feminist here, the Gabi says. The idea of having men to evaluate and to analyze what is beautiful or not. Okay, so we can decide, yeah, what is beautiful or not.
Exactly.
I wrote a question in the chat, and this is, what is the opposite of feminist? How do you say the opposite for feminist? Do you know?
I can say that it's not omanist or manist or things like that.
Malenist. Yeah.
Melanist, no, no. Do you know, guys? Do you remember? Maybe Paulina remembers. I'm not so sure. Maybe we have talked about that in some classes. Isa as well. Gabi said, chauvinist.
Yay, Gabi, that's it. Chauvinist. That's the
That's
opposite.
it. Hmm.
Correct, chauvinist. Uh-huh. We
And
also have the word sexist. Would you say something, Tati?
now I would say this is such a, oh, Marina has just posted it. Such a very bad word. Yeah, chauvinist. I think it has more power than sexist. You say, oh,
Yeah,
you are sexist, but you are chauvinist. It's
uh-huh.
horrible, isn't it?
You are chauvinist pig.
Yeah, that's it. You are chauvinist pig. Horrible. So,
Totally
I don't
agree.
know. Yeah. Paulinha
Uh,
Sechi, não tô lembrando.
Guys, so happy International Women's Day for all of us. And let's remember that the fight for rights is not only for women. We want an equal society, an equal world. And this involves men too. Yeah. It's equal. It's not like anything else than that. Yeah, equal for everyone, for kids,
Yeah.
for women, for transgender people,
Yeah.
for
That
everyone.
is that is a professor, Cortella, that he says feminists, they don't want to be better than men. They just want to be equal. Right? So uh,
Yes.
we are not fighting to be better. It's not a dispute. It's not a competition. It's just we want to be treated the same. We want to have the same rights, the equal rights, and the right to say what we think in terms of being accepted by our capacity, our abilities, and not because we are cute or not, sexy or not, hot or not, like
Yeah. And
respeita as mina, right?
don't send me flowers. Wash the dishes, okay?
I think you can send me flowers and wash the dishes.
So, guys, thank you so much. Do you have any questions? If you have any question, you can write on the chat, okay? Uh, the
Or send us
presentation.
by WhatsApp if you want to as well.
Yes, this live is going to stay here. This live streaming is going to stay here, okay? So you can access, and please share with your friends, comment, send to them, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you
So,
guys for being with us and let's fight forever.
bye bye. See
Bye
ya.
bye, guys. Good night.